This action is a testimony to President Trump's commitment to delivering for the American people, and he has unwavering dedication to our military strength, to our border security. Our law enforcement are producing incredible results, and his leadership is making America safe again.
The Trump administration is reportedly shaking up top immigration posts amid a push to ramp up immigrant arrests across the United States. 2 senior ICE officials are reportedly being removed as arrests fall short of White House targets. The ousted officials are Kenneth Genalo, ICE's Enforcement and Removal Director, and Robert Hammer, the Department of Homeland Security's Investigations Director, who has handled particularly complex cases involving criminal immigrants. Kenneth Genalo, ICE's Enforcement Director, will retire but continue as a special government employee, as per reports. Robert Hammer, who oversaw complex investigations, is being reassigned to another leadership role in the department. The removals follow a week where ICE made 1,600 arrests in a day high, but far below the 3,000 daily goal set by the White House. DHS denies the officials were pushed out, insisting the changes reflect internal transitions rather than political pressure. The White House reportedly wants ICE to hit 3,000 daily arrests, a number far above current operations. This plan would triple ICE's daily arrest rate compared to the early days of Trump's second term in office. Notably, ICE is currently averaging over 1,000 arrests daily, already more than double the rate under former President Joe Biden. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller and DHS Secretary Kristi Noem have reportedly put ICE under intense pressure to meet the administration's new goals. Miller reportedly shouted at ICE leadership in a meeting and threatened to fire the bottom 10% of underperforming officials. Notably, this is not the first ICE leadership shakeup this year. Noem replaced the agency's director and deputy director earlier this year.
I hope most Americans agree that public safety threats and national security threats shouldn't be walking the streets in this country, especially here illegally. So yeah, we like all the support we can get. I think we got the support of the majority of American people, according to the polls, right?
So Stephen Miller told ICE officials that they need to be arresting 3,000 people a day. How soon do you expect that can actually happen? Is that enough?
Look, I've said from day one, you guys ask me this question a lot of times, am I happy with the removal numbers? Am I happy with the arrest numbers? And I've been fair with you. I said the numbers are better than Biden, but they're not good enough. I said I'm not satisfied with the numbers, so we need to increase. I mean, you look at the recent numbers, we've got like 600,000 illegal aliens walking the streets of this country with criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. So yeah, we need to do more. President Trump made a promise to American people. The American people put him in office on this top issue was immigration enforcement. So yeah, I have not been satisfied with the numbers. Kristi Noem, Steve Miller, myself, we all want more numbers. So we've increased the teams a lot. We're increased targeting a lot. So we expect a fast increase in number of arrests every day.
DHS says that assaults on ICE officers are up over 400%. Does that track with what you see? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, the assaults on ICE officers are high. The doxing of ICE officers are at an all-time high. And people always complain, some of you here say, why are they wearing masks? Because they're trying to protect themselves and their families. They got a dangerous job to do, and they're being doxed every day across this country. I've experienced myself 100 times, but I'm willing to take that because of the position I hold. And, we're not running a popularity contest. We're trying to enforce the laws enacted by Congress, doing it in a smart, effective way. So, yeah, their assaults are up, but it won't be tolerated. We've already shown you put a hands on an ICE officer, you can be prosecuted to the highest extents of the law. So we're not playing with that with any threats against ICE officers. Doxing, we're going to look at doxing. We're going to take action on that also. Anything else?
What kind of numbers do you have for self-deportations?
The last number I saw was right around 8,500 as far as the CBP home app. There's thousands of deportations where they're not going through the app, they're just leaving. Intelligence reports showing traffic going south, not only through Mexico, but even the Darien Gap. So there's a lot of self-deportation. I hope they take advantage of it because, they can leave on their own terms, get their affairs together, or we can go find them and formally deport them, which is going to set a bar against them coming back to the country under a legal program. So they should self-deport and give themselves an opportunity, maybe in the future, to come back as a visitor or a tourist, or maybe they have a U.S. citizen child that can petition for them. But if we have to formally go through the process of seeking them out and formally deporting them, there's a statutory bar placed against them from ever coming back to the country.
Do you expect, though, that those numbers will be higher given the policy change?
I think that as they see the ICE arrests in the interior increase, which is going to see a vast increase in arrests, I think they're going to realize we can do this under ICE control. We can arrest you at a place and remove you, or you can take it upon yourself to work with ICE, get your arrangements in order, whether it's your home, your belongings, your family, and leave on your own. We'll give you a plane flight. We'll give you some money, or we just go through the ICE process. I think the more they see ICE out there in the streets arresting people and holding them accountable, the more they'll take advantage of doing the right thing.
And one more question. Which countries of the crossings that are still happening, where are these migrants mostly coming from? Is it still Central America, or is it...
Right now, it's a lot of Mexican nationals.
Part of Elon Musk's scheme was finding thousands of people using the same social security number. Is there no way to stop the flow to them so they'll self-report?
I can't hear the question.
Part of Elon Musk's team found that thousands of people were using the same social security number. So one of the main reasons they're able to work is they're using false social security numbers. Is there no way to stop the money flow to cause them, if they don't have a job, to anyone else?
We're all over that. We're all over the misuse of social security numbers, and we're tracking that. And that actually comes up, provides a lot of leads for us to go find these people.
Mr. Homer, what's the reason why ICE is apparently targeting Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket? Can you give assurances that that is not from political?
Say that again?
Apparently there's been a lot of ICE activity yesterday in Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. Can you confirm that? Or is that being done for any political reason?
No. Martha's Vineyard isn't off the table. It's part of the country. We're doing immigration actions all throughout the country. We're not saying we're going to favor one area over another. We're all over the country, in every neighborhood, in every city. And you're going to see an expansion of that. Like I just said, we're going to increase the teams greatly. So you're going to see more teams on the streets you've never seen before. You're going to see more worksite enforcement than you've ever seen in the history of this nation. You got sanctuary cities. How I said, we're going to flood the zone. If we can't arrest a bad guy in the jail, one agent arrests a bad guy in the jail in the safety and security of the jail, which is safer for the officer, safer for the alien, and safer for the community, okay, you're going to force him in the community to find him. If we can't find him in the community, we're going to find him at the work site. So we're going to flood the zone, and sanctuary cities will get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the neighborhoods, more worksite enforcement, because we're going to get the bad guy. If you want to make it difficult for us, we'll do it. It'll take more time, it's less efficient, but we're not going to stop until we find that guy.
And so is that just sort of a general sweep of the tourist businesses and whatever businesses there are in Nantucket? Or
there is no sanctuary for illegal aliens in this country. You can call it a sanctuary jurisdiction all you want. It's a bunch of crap, and we all know it. Sanctuary jurisdiction says, well, we want to protect the immigrant community. We want them, the victims and witnesses of crime, to be able to come to the police, report a crime without fear that we're working with ICE. That is a bunch of garbage. Because victims and witnesses of crime don't want the bad guy in their neighborhood either. They want us in the jail arresting that bad guy. That'd be made much easier, much more efficient. But because they're forcing in the neighborhoods, more non-criminal targets are being arrested because ICE agents are not going to walk away from illegal aliens. You force us to go find a bad guy, many times you're with others. At a work site, go look for the bad guy, there's 10 more illegal aliens there, they're coming too. So I don't want to hear sanctuary cities complaining, well, look at all these collateral arrests and non-criminal targets are arrested. You forced me in that position? So we're going to force law. Unlike the last administration, Secretary Mayorkas told ICE, you can't enforce immigration law. If they're not convicted of a serious crime, you can't arrest them for just being here illegally. That sent a message to the entire world. You can enter this country illegally, which is a crime, but as long as you never get convicted of a serious crime, you're free. No one's looking for you. Game's changed. We got the greatest president in history of this nation sitting in the Oval Office who's going to enforce immigration law and keep his promise to American people to make this country safe again.